One thing about me is I've always been super competitive. Truth be told, whether it would be sports, filmmaking, really anything in my life, I'm a competitive person. For me, I just think raising the bar, competing against myself is super important. And with that, I hate to lose. I hate to lose. So what I mean is, as a creative, we have to face so much rejection, whether we're getting ghosted, whether we're getting outbid by someone else who goes a little cheaper. I don't think it gets any easier. I've been doing this for a while now, so definitely have learned to navigate those emotions better, but it's never got to the point where yeah, I lost a bid and that's no big deal. And today I'm not going to talk about that from a sour standpoint as much as really why it bums me out to lose. So often when I'm working with a client, I'm spending the time really getting to know them. Relationship is huge in our business. And we have a pretty thorough discovery call process. When we walk people through that, we're getting really clear on who they are, what the real problem is at hand, and trying to apply multiple solutions to this problem. We're not an all or nothing company. We're always providing at least 2 to 4 different options to work with us. Ideally, our bigger options provide more solutions, and that's adding more value and it offsets the cost. Obviously, a bigger investment, but we're also trying to create options that are, hey, this is just getting started. Here's how we do it safe, and we can mature the relationship over time. So anytime we're pitching something, we firmly believe in the value of that. We're thinking through it strategically. And more than anything, for us to pitch, we believe in that relationship. So I think why I hate to lose so much is just building that relationship. It hurts when it doesn't happen because I can see the potential of the project. Now, furthermore, why it's usually a bummer is a lot of the times when we do lose, there's been too many times that they've went with someone else because it's a cheaper price or because someone has caught their attention in a different way and things don't turn out the way that they want. It's not always the case, but then there are situations where people come back to us and are like, hey, we worked with so-and-so and this thing didn't turn out the way that we wanted and we don't have a project, or we need to reshoot this, or, we just didn't get anything at all. And that's always a bummer to me because when we're trying to build that relationship, we aren't just trying to get paid the most money. We're trying to really create a relationship that's going to mutually benefit one another long term, especially if this is a new relationship. I do like to start small because we need to earn each other's trust. We could hit it off on a discovery call. We could have a really great looking proposal that wows someone. But at the end of the day, I understand that it takes trust. I understand that it costs a lot of money to do these things. And I also understand that it can be scary to make that investment. So anytime we're trying to create these options, it is about giving you the choice. It's not about saying, hey, here's this pre-prescribed solution that we apply to everyone. It really is like, hey, we want to take the time. We want to understand, we want to diagnose. We want to figure out, boy, what is the issue here? What are a couple of different solutions that we can prescribe? We want to do what feels safe and build some of that trust, get some momentum, get some wins under our belt together. That way we can do the more creative things. Now, coming back to when we work with someone and it doesn't just work out and they go with another option, it really does break our hearts when someone comes back to us and at this point in time, they're usually in more of a rush. They usually have less budget. There's more friction. We've had to fix a lot of projects over the years. And it's always a little disappointing because I know they're not working from as healthy of a place as that we'd want. And oftentimes we're trying to make, the offset pain of this situation as easy as possible. And we used to really refer to this as being, option C. It seems like people really come into creative work so much differently than other services. I love the work that I do. I'm really passionate about it, but I think there is a really big misunderstanding around why I do the work that I do. Early on in my career, it was very much about the cameras, the lights, and making things look beautiful. But the longer I've done it and the more results that we've gotten to give people, the more I believe that we are a necessity. I really believe that it's not just creativity, it's strategy, it's a partnership, and getting those reps under our belt builds a ton of trust together. When we can kind of build that trust, creativity tends to go a lot further. The first time I usually work with someone, that's when we're testing everything out. But the second, third, fourth time, modeling this relationship first mentality, the higher degree of trust that we have, the easier it is to get creative work done together. And that's where the real magic happens. So if we're coming into creativity looking for the best deal, and we're not really focused on, is there something that's going to add value to us? And looking at the relationship and how that compounds over time, it is really a losing strategy. When I think about losing, that is disappointing to me, not because I lost the job, but because we didn't have the opportunity to really show them what we could do for them, the value that we could provide. And I get it. There's a lot of decisions, there's a lot of factors that goes into choosing a service provider. But I think the number one thing that I would encourage from my side is when you're looking for creative services, are we really looking at the cost? Are we looking at what we're investing in? Not just the deliverables, but the relationships, the partnership, the ability to have someone that we can trust, that we can work with, that we feel confident can deliver, that can hit our deadlines, that can meet the objectives that we have for this. There's a big reason that we have certain methodologies, certain processes, and the focus on relationship time and time again, because these are the things that guarantee creative output. If I don't have a healthy relationship with my clients, and if I'm not diagnosing, then I can't provide a solution. It's fine to work with other people, but I think when you have the right partners in place, it makes it that much easier to create a system of creativity that's going to give you the outputs, focus on the audiences, and hit the deliverables that you need to help build your business better, not just get it done, not just treat it like a checklist. There's so much more to this than just getting the job done. It's about building something that builds into the future. It's thinking long term, it's thinking sustainable, it's thinking about the impact and the goals that we have through signing on this project that goes the furthest.